Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. In the last episode we came here to Agon Temple where we defeated the Bomb Guardian and obtained mothball bombs. This episode we will be using precisely those mothball bombs to activate this strange device. So this is some kind of weird lock thing, and that camera switch it does is very odd there, but we have actually turned around 180 degrees there. It's just a little bit confusing. Because this means we now have access to the Agon Energy Controller, which is distinctly lacking in energy. If we scan this thing at the front there, that's all the same that we've already scanned. This energy transfer module has been designed to interface with it. Once it has, all the energy within the module will be channeled into the local system. And round the back of it here is something we can't interact with yet, so is there anything else here? Ah, yes there is. There is the body of a Luminoth. Luminoth subject terminated 1.5 decacycles ago. Damage from multiple weapon systems detected. Subject definitely went out fighting. Let's scan this holo projector. Automated message initiated. Welcome. I am Aisha, Sentinel of the Agon Temple. This message survives my death as guidance to one who would fight the Ying. A portal to Dark Ether lies nearby. With it you can travel to this land's shadow. You must locate a dark temple, a twisted mockery of this sacred place. Inside you will find the energy controller you seek. The temple door is held fast by 3 locks. 3 keys for the locks are hidden throughout that dark land. Your search will be difficult. Even the very air of Dark Ether is dangerous and can cripple the strongest of warriors. In our past struggles with the Ying, we placed a series of light crystals throughout their world. They remain today. These crystals create safe areas that will protect you from the harmful atmosphere of the Dark World. I have updated your translator module. You can now access our devices and doors coded with amber holograms. More lands are now open for you to explore. When you have taken the energy from the Dark Temple, return here at once. May the light of Ether serve you well. So, unlike Umos in the Great Temple, this temple's sentinel has died. But we got a lot of information on what we need to do next, and now we have an amber translator, which is the main way we're going to explore this area. We need to come back to. So, Dark Ether, we'll explore it more this episode, actually. Dark Ether is a one-to-one mirror, well, not one-to-one, but a pretty close mirror of this world, as you can imagine. It's the dark version of this world. And we need to come exactly here in Dark Ether. But it's not that simple. We need portals to cross over, and we can only cross over at portal points. We can't just go whoop here now and grab the energy. Let's scan this bit of lore here. This one is entitled Paradise. Ether was a fertile, aged world with bountiful fields and oceans. The native creatures were gentle compared to other worlds we had encountered. We settled in a mountain region at first, in cliffside dwellings. In time, we established settlements in the green forest of Torvus and the fertile plains of Agon. A great temple was built between our 3 domains, a place of peace and a monument to our accomplishments. It was a time of harmony for our people. I'm sure that lasted very well. Anyway, I'm going to activate a new visualizer component I haven't used before. Future Doctor, bring up the map, please. And we are going to backtrack all the way back to Mining Station A. So, back here it's no real surprise what we want to do. Ow, stupid Briggsy. Because we now have the Amber Translator module, so of course we want to open the amber door that is here. Fuck you, Briggsy. I know it was the other one that damaged me, but you'll do for revenge. So this room is the sand cache, which contains simply missile expansion. That's all that's in it, but all we need for now. And you remember when we were last in the sand cache, not the sand cache, Mining Station A, this room, and fighting space pirates, I told you there was a door down here that didn't lead anywhere we could use for now. I wasn't lying, I was completely correct. Why would I be lying about it? Because now there is a use to coming through this room. So, there is a kinetic orb cannon here, which fires you up to another kinetic orb cannon, which fires you up here. And when you drop down here, there's a couple of things here of interest. Number one is a dead Luminoth. Bioscan complete. Luminoth subject terminated 1.9 decacycles ago. Target has a number of wounds caused by small explosions, most likely delivered by a portable rocket or grenade system. Interesting. That doesn't sound like the Ing's approach. Bear that in mind. If we sneak around the side of the hologram there, we can grab another missile expansion. What we don't want to do is end up in the hologram, because then it takes us back over to the other side. And now we can go through here. Welcome to the portal terminal, which is, of course, full of pirate troopers. Let's kill these guys first, and second one here. Once you killed them both, some more drop in, because it's never just that easy, is it? Yeah, get used to every single enemy in the game basically having a dark equivalent. Unsurprisingly, these are Dark Pirate Troopers. Darkly possessed space pirate. Enhanced strength and stamina gained from the addition of symbiote. Dislikes bright light. Interesting information, but currently useless to us, so... Oh, I wasn't even targeting him, but he just got in the way, you know? Wow, these guys are actually really drawable, they're not kidding. Well, you know, we've got 20 missiles, so we might as well use them a bit. By missing, like that. Maybe that's why they call them missiles, am I right? Ugh. Awful. Why do you let me say these things, viewer? This is really your fault. If you didn't watch this, I wouldn't be quite so encouraged. So, bomb slot activates up there, which is what we need to do, but for now, down here is a piece of Luminoth lore. This is the Light of Ether. The main energy controller was built in the Great Temple. 3 sub-controllers are built in the temples of Torvos, Agon, and Sanctuary. They collected the energy of ether and radiated all over the world to those who needed it. In time, we came to call this precious energy the Light of Ether. It brought an age of peace and prosperity to the Luminoth. Again, that presumably ended really nicely for them, and they just lived happily ever after. As you saw up here, we have a bomb slot for our efforts in killing the Dark Troopers. Let's activate it. So, now the music switches to, we heard this music in Metroid Prime, it's called the puzzle theme. And unsurprisingly, it means we've started a puzzle process. So I'm riding these odd lifts here. This is the whole thing of... a lot of my issue with Mothball stuff is, it's hard to picture what the purpose of these, other than to allow someone in Mothball through them, would be. Like, I can understand having little ventilation tubes and like insect dug tunnels and stuff like that. That all makes sense. But quite why in the hell you'd have like tiny lifts as part of it, I don't know. It's beyond me. But I do also like the Mothball sections in this, and the 3D games I think do use Mothball really well. Hit the second plug there, you'll start sand flowing. Turning the second thing around. What these actually are focusing lenses. As for what they focus, well, you know, you'll find out when I do the third one. Each one, annoyingly, when you unlock it, seems to release 3 war wasps from somewhere. This final one has things in it. So I'm going to scan the things. These are pill bugs, which are cave-dwelling herbivores, vulnerable to concussion blasts. Use them to stun and damage this enemy. Make sure... Oh! What I was going to say is make sure you scan them there, because obviously once you're in Mothball mode in the tunnel itself, you can't scan them. Let's get back down to where I was. Alright, let's try that again. It's not exactly a difficult jump to make. Oh! There we go. It was hard, but I think I managed it. As I say, you can use Mothball bombs to do like a jump like that, or you can flick the Wii remote up. But... note that for whatever reason, oh there you go, so you have to knock the pill bugs onto the floor with one Mothball bomb and then kill them with another, I think 2 you need? But you can lay them in order so that they will be killed, otherwise they will get back up and go on there. Yeah, you need to have unlocked Mothball bombs in order to use the Wii Remote flick. It's kind of a shortcut rather than anything else. Oh, sucker dick. Well, either way I got it aligned. Because that third one is the last one we needed to do, I believe. Well, that's the solar lenses in place, which has activated this device. I told you this entire area is called the Portal Terminal, so, well, you know, you should be able to figure out exactly what that means through there. Finally, I'm going to show off one thing while we're here. This large device here is an automated door system online. Control governed by bomb slot. Control link access seems to originate from dark ether. And indeed, the bomb slot looks a little on the spooky side. And if we scan it, target in a state of dimensional flux, unable to completely scan bomb slot target. 50% of its component atoms are in another dimension, or on the surface of dark ether. Quite why it isn't both is beyond me, because the surface of dark ether is another dimension. But anyway, the main purpose of this at the end here was to unlock this device. System analysis complete. Console used to energize or open a portal to dark ether. Currently online. Portal generation system initiated. Dark ether's atmosphere is dangerous. Glowing safe zones protect you from dark ether's atmosphere. Yes, so we are in dark ether, specifically the dark portal terminal. The map, as you can see, if you bring it up, you can switch now by pressing 2 between the light and dark worlds. And it's a pretty good match. Some areas line up more than others. Immediately to the side here are these creatures which we can scan. These are blade pods, living storage units of the Ing Horde. These Ing morph their bodies around useful items to protect them. They only rely on a larger Ing for protection, which means if you shoot them up enough, they will be destroyed, which is great. Also, while we're here, if you scan this thing, in case you want to go back for any reason, you can just reactivate the portal. And I did that for a reason, because you can actually scan the portal as tech. This is indeed a light portal. This portal is active. Walk into it to return to ether. Got another few things up ahead as well. So, as you can see, dark ether's atmosphere hurts you quite badly. The safe zones while you're in them do recharge your health, which is nice. They do unfortunately recharge it much slower than dark ether's atmosphere drains it, which is unfortunate. But as you can see, light crystal here generating a field. And indeed, if you scan the light crystal, it is research. Crystal generates protective field of light energy. Light crystals provide protection from dark ether's atmosphere. They can be nullified by dark energy and supercharged by light energy. Up ahead, we have another type of light safe zone thing, light beacon. This is a light beacon. Generate protective field when energized. Light beacons must be energized by beam weapon fire to function and remain charged for a limited time. Indeed, any beam weapon works, so just shoot it with a normal power beam. And it's now up. It will start flashing and will eventually disappear. Do be aware of that. But at any point, it doesn't even have to be gone. You can just shoot it and you will re-energize it, which is nice. Let's head over to this permanent zone, and here is the bomb slot, which was in flux on the other side. Let's slap a bomb in it. Note the second spooky one that raised there. Your actions on dark... Well, there you go, transdimensional activity detected. Your actions on dark ether very much affect your actions on ether, and vice versa, which is really cool when it comes to kind of mechanics of gameplay. Moving between areas here, you do have to kind of poke your head out into the dark occasionally. Right, there's a new enemy moving around here. I'm going to try and scan it from safety. There we go. This is an Inglet. Worker drone of the Ing Horde. Wall-crawling morphing bioform. Strongly dislikes bright light. It tells us that about quite a few Darkling and Ing-based units, but there's not much we can do about that at the moment. They will, however, die. They're relatively weak. They'll die in a single charge shot. And Dark Ether, as you can see, is a slightly strange place in that surviving on Dark Ether, as long as you are within safe zones and everything, it's great. it's actually really easy because you are being constantly healed. It's like fighting enemies here. I can wait for it to pop up and my health is recharging while I do it. But if you're outside of a safe zone for any reason, you're completely fucked. As in, you see how fast your health drains. So it really is, it's a world of extremes, which I suppose is very much the point they're going for. But as long as you keep hopping between safe zones, you'll generally be fine. Ah, there's a save station here. Wonderful. This is the same one where we had the blue root tree in Agon, because it's the long corridor with a save station at the end. It's really nice how Dark Aether is, largely speaking, a mirror of Aether, and a very cool bit of gameplay design. It does slightly annoy me in this game, the everything being dark something, and that's a very old gaming / Nintendo specifically trope, the whole Dark X thing. But this game does do it very well, I will admit. Now through here we head through to what would be Mining Station A, but here has the much more sinister name of the Dueling Range. And if we head out into the open area, that's not good. I wanted to head over here where there's actually safe zones. There we go. Introducing! So, these are the guys that were present when we first had all our shit stolen when we popped into Dark Aether very briefly. These are Warrior Ing, the soldiers of the Ing Horde, shape-shifting war crawler. Dangerous combatant in melee combat and at range. Dislikes bright light. Stop telling me that because it's not very useful at the moment. So, it stays in place like that, and as you can see, it generates those beams of light which deal a lot of damage to you, but they're relatively straightforward to dodge. Even hiding behind the light crystal does work. Armor systems online, symbiotic possession attempt failed. Don't let it do that on you if you're on low health, because that will you have an interesting time. Generally, they will. One implication of them telling you that it dislikes bright light is they will generally stay out of safe zones. Safe zones don't exactly damage them or anything, but they won't really come into them unless they can't avoid it, but it's extremely rare for them to do so. My advice for fighting them, just charge up a power beam and wait for it to appear. You can, as you can see there, when they're in the puddle mode, you can actually shoot them, but you can't target them, so it's often better to just charge a shot and wait for them. Well, he died really without any fanfare, didn't he? We can't head straight ahead there because there's actually a door we can't open. What we want to do is come up here, and there's something moving around that we can scan. It looks kind of like a hedgehog. Let's wait for it to get a little bit closer. There we go. So, this is a Lightbringer, light-generating forager. Creature generates a safe zone while living, immune to most forms of attack. And also, why would you want to? Because it's generating a safe zone. Yeah, the general advice for Dark Aether is just be patient and take your time. There's no harm at all in waiting inside a safe zone. And in fact, waiting inside a safe zone heals you because that's what they do. You don't want to be running around at potentially low health. Also, I will be obviously going through everything in this guide, 100%ing, as I do. And a key part of that is energy tanks. And kind of whenever you can get energy tanks, do for Dark Aether, because obviously just the more health you've got, the more mobile you can be. This is something interesting. This is a rift portal. Portal field can be energized with light energy. But we don't have any means of doing that at the moment, so we need to head here. And then through here. So this is where that weird sonic device with the big, well, the whole pillar that was there as a warning to travelers, and Light Aether is still there now. Oh, can't be asked to wait for him. Let's go through here and just fire up that portal straight away. God, it is amazing how fast you do start losing health here. I should be more careful. Let's destroy these blade pods. Blade pods will have healing in them. There we go. There is some. And let's head through the junction site. This is all healing, but there's not actually anything we can do here. As in, it's a safe zone, but there's not actually anything we can do there tonight. For now. There is a missile expansion below us, which we can't currently use. So we'll just have to move on through here. So, I'm not in there yet, so don't bother giving that speech yet. What I was going to say is, so this would be in the light. Oh, bloody hell! In the light world, this is Mining Station A, but here in the dark world, this is the Judgment Pit. Yes, everywhere in Dark Aether has sinister names, some of which sound just very theatrical. But in the Judgment Pit. So some among you will notice this thing is very much similar but different to the Warrior Ring we just fought. And indeed, this is the Jump Guardian, Space Jump-powered Warrior Ring. Those are some scary series of words right there. Powerful metamorph with enhanced jump abilities, able to generate electric shockwaves and force fields. So it's got our space jump boots. So, keep an eye on it as it moves around the place. When it's got that purple field around it, it means two things. Number one, it's about to jump, and number two, it can't currently be damaged by weapons fire. dodge its light beams, which are pretty easy to do. It should go without saying, any boss pretty much, especially the Jump Guard. Well, not actually especially the Jump Guardian, just any boss full stop, including the Jump Guardian, is a one-time scan, so do scan it now while you've got the chance. Oh, and don't let it do what it did there to me, which is push you out of the safe zone, because then you're going to have a rough time. You also can't lock onto it when it jumps, but following it should be fairly straightforward. And when it brings up that purple field and is about to jump, that's a great time to get your power beam nicely charged. And then as soon as it lands, just be ready to... Where the fuck's it gone? Ah, there you go. Well, be ready to do two things. Fire on it, and also, when it lands, you may have noticed it throws up Shockwave. Oh, crap. Which damages you. As in there, you'll notice purple Shockwave, jump over it, easy enough. At this stage in the fight, I honestly wouldn't use charge shots much, because charge shots are slow and hard to hit with, and it moves around so much, I would use a combination of missiles and power beam shots, just because it's barely going to have landed before it's then going to be charging and jumping off again. If it starts doing the old light summoning things, that's a time to switch to missiles. But other than that, power beam will work beautifully, as in not charge beam is my point. Or you can do sub-charge shots, where you literally just hold B for a little second there, and like so, B, B. It's not demonstrating particularly well because he's protecting himself, but don't do fully charged ones. I mean, literally just enough to let off a bit of a charge. Don't do quite as much damage, but they do significantly more than a normal power beam shot. Yeah, no, they did mean a normal power beam shot. Right, let's hit him with that. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, the more damage you do to him, the more frequently he jumps, and he can be a bit of a bastard in these later stages. Oh, and he's fast as well. Oh, Christ. He's up over there. There we go. Oh, wow. Hit him blind. Brilliant. As in, I wasn't targeting him. No scope equivalent. Right, that should be him dead. Oh, God, no. Bloody hell. Well, I'll finish him off there. That should be him dead. God, he's really... There we go. Boy, he just refused to go down, didn't he? You're starting to see a pattern now with the Guardians of whatever they guard you get, and indeed, these are our space jump boots. Let's grab those pickups and grab the thing. Unsurprisingly, space jump boots acquired. Press A to jump, and press while in the air, press A to jump again. We had this ability at the beginning of the game, I just literally didn't use it. But not only does this open the way we came in there, but also navigating this area and a number of the areas on Ether is much easier now because not only are there new areas open, but navigating the ones we've been to is now much more straightforward. And we're going to hold it there for this episode, so thank you very much for watching. Next episode, we'll be going further into Dark Ether in search of the 3 keys to Dark Agon Temple, where the energy controller is hiding. Thank you very much, and good day.